What's up, everybody? Matt Faircloth here. Time for my chats with Matt. I'm Matt. Let's have a chat. Going to be talking some real estate shop with you guys. And I also am going to be giving a quick shout out to my people on Instagram, folks on Instagram watching as well. Give you guys a little sneak peek. For those of you guys that are on Instagram that are watching this, that want to check this out every week, I go live every Friday at noon Eastern. Me and sometimes somebody else from the DeRosa team goes live on Fridays. Little Friday, get yourself kicked out for the weekend. Real estate mogul, like something you ski. I love you too. That loves me. I love you too. Take a minute, guys. Check the link in my bio that are watching me on Instagram. The link in my bio will take you guys to DeRosa Insiders. To those of y'all watching right now on the DeRosa Insiders channel, thank you guys. For those of you guys that are watching on YouTube and LinkedIn, I want to give you guys a tip here on Instagram. And for those of you guys watching here, we're going to be transitioning all the lives over to just DeRosa Insiders on Facebook because we want to reward our Facebook communities that are there. Tony Brown, happy Friday. Everybody over here, high five too. I want to just tell you guys we're going to be going live only on Facebook from this point forward. We'll do little teases on Instagram and YouTube or whatever, but we really want you guys to join our DeRosa Insiders community because we're going to be going to go next level on Insiders in that, and just we want to put lots of tremendous value and reward you guys that have committed to joining us on DeRosa Insiders. It's free anyways, might as well join. For those of y'all that want to chat with me live, there's a link right there. Click that. And my man Nabiku, the ghost in the machine, the Jervis to my Iron Man, will put that link out. If you guys are watching on Instagram right now, you guys want to come along in line and chat with me live and ask real estate questions live, Instagram, there's a link in my bio right now. Click it. Join DeRosa Insiders. You can join DeRosa Insiders right now, and there's a link on DeRosa Insiders to come on live and join me. And if you guys join me live, you guys get a big box of free swag, a bunch of free stuff that I'll throw at you, free DeRosa products and stuff like that. So that's that, man. Let's see. Oh, Nabiku popped it out on LinkedIn. It's on YouTube now, and it's on Facebook. So click that link if you guys want to join me live. Quick announcement, guys. For those of you guys that are watching here and here, we're doing a phenomenal webinar next week, next Tuesday, called How to Raise $1 Million. Put it next to your mouth. Say it with me. $1 million. How to raise $1 million or more in investor equity in 90 days or less. It's going to be a really great conversation, and I want you guys there, all you, to be joining me live for the webinar on Tuesday at noon. And guess what? If you can't make it on Tuesday at noon, just register anyway, and we'll send you the recording, right? The link is in my bio here, and I'm going to pop the link here to you guys to check out as well. Nabeeks, if you can, do you mind me that I call you Nabeeks? I never asked you for permission to do that, Nabiku. Did you know that? I just do it. I hope you know it's a term of endearment. There you go. Okay. Nabiku, please spin that over to LinkedIn and Facebook for me as well. Good. I hope you know it's a term of endearment. You can call me something else if you want to. Come up with a nickname for me if you want. Nabiku, please put that link on LinkedIn and on Facebook. If you guys want to learn how to raise lots of money, buckets of money, $1 million or more in 90 days or less, this is for those of y'all that read this, my book, Raising Private Capital. There is a lot of the concepts of this book, but it's beyond this book. It's in this webinar. It's necessary. It's free as well. We give a lot away for free here at DeRosa Group because that's how we roll. That's a free webinar. All you guys got to do is just register. And there's the link right there to go ahead and sign up. How to raise $1 million or more in 90 days or less. So enough of that. Hope you guys can make it there. And what I'm going to do now is for you guys, one last chance. Click the link in my bio to join me on Facebook. Because I'm going to wrap up on LinkedIn, Instagram here, and I'm going to let you guys transfer over from Instagram over to Facebook. The link's in my bio to join me and to join our Facebook community in that. And I'm going to be looking to do more lives on Instagram. Why not? It's fun, Make sure you use your cell phone more, right? Not that we don't use them enough already. So guys, link in my bio. Wrapping up here, link in my bio to join me over here on on Facebook. Now, what I'm going to do here for you guys on Facebook, I'm going to be answering some of the questions that we get. We get a lot of questions on YouTube. And I just realized it's a good opportunity for you guys to all learn from these questions. I could just write that person and answer back, but it's better for me to answer the question right here live for you guys to learn from as well, from my peeps on Facebook and currently YouTube and LinkedIn too. Okay. So give me a minute here, because I got to conclude with you guys over here. Hey guys, thank you. Take a minute right now, link in my bio to join me over here because I'm going to be wrapping up. But I really am grateful for all you guys that are followers of me on Instagram. Had no idea that it was going to take off like it did. So grateful for you guys. By the way, Joe Evangelisti, let me give you a wave. You're good people, Joe. Wave to you, Joe, because you're good. You're a good man. Okay, there it goes. Okay, guys, listen, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a phenomenal weekend. Hope you guys are doing all something amazing. I'll see you again, one more time, link in my bio to click and join me on Facebook right now so you can be a part of this community over here on Facebook. See you guys. Bye-bye. Okay, there we go. There we go. Cool. All right, guys. Now, back to you. Camera back on you. Back to my people here, helping you guys out, talking some real estate shop with all my people here. Here's what we got. Today, we're going to be talking about tenants. I got a lot of tenant-related questions. And for some reason or another, and again, I'm a landlord, landlord too, and I used to do a lot of the tenant relation stuff myself. The landlord-tenant relationship can become adversarial sometimes. And it's like the landlord's philosophy is, why can't they just pay the rent and shut up and, not bother me? And then the tenant's philosophy is, why can't in some ways, maybe, why can't the landlord just do what they're supposed to do, take care of this property, give me a break sometimes because maybe I'm fell upon hard times and maybe I just don't have the money or whatever. Why can't they be a little more empathetic, right? I'm not here to answer that question. I'm here to just give some advice on tenant issues because I think the landlord-tenant relationship is one of these funky things that's just going to be is what it is. I can't solve it today by going live with y'all, but what I can do is I can give you guys some insights and thoughts to specific questions y'all have. Okay, sound good? Sound good. Side eye, right? Okay. Cool. All right. All right. First question. This comes in from Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for your question on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I appreciate you. Nabika, by the way, pump that link one more time for folks to join me live because I'm going to go through these mailbag questions now. So Nabika, while I'm doing this, please put that link to join me live one more time on all three channels. Okay? Side eye. Okay. Number one, this is on a video I shot about how to remove a bad tenant. I will go ahead and pop that link out to that video right now. Here's the video we shot years ago, and it continues to gain traction, like I said, because the landlord-tenant relationship is a super funky one. A lot of people have questions about it. So first question from Sarah. Can you just make them as in the tenant and landlord? I get tenant questions too, but this is a landlord certainly asking this question. Can you just make them sign off on their rights when it comes to move out time? And if they sign it, where is it clearly states that they waive their rights? Right? Then what? No. Okay. Here's the deal, guys. A lease it's a legally binding agreement, but it is a contract between you and your tenant, right? And so as long as the lease abides by the law and doesn't say, well, tenant, you gotta do something illegal or you as the landlord are breaking the law with regards to landlord-tenant laws, which are very, you think that there's a lot of them, but there's really not. It's really just a matter of giving people the right to vacate when they're supposed to vacate and giving them and using the law to get somebody out of the property and everything like that. But for the most part, a lease is an open contract and a tenant can sign something with you as the landlord that agrees to cancel the lease, agrees to modify the lease, agrees to change this, change that. Leases and agreements can be changed. I shot this video here about going to the tenant and telling the tenant, hey, this isn't working. Can we both agree this isn't working? So I'm going to do this. Could be give you a portion of your security deposit back, give you all security deposit back if you move out and break your lease early or whatever. That is a perfectly fine arrangement to do. So, Sarah, you talking about a tenant signing away their rights. I want to be careful about, there's certain rights they can sign away, which is like, let's say, for example, if they're on a 1-year lease and you say, okay, 6 months in, this isn't going to work out. Can you agree to move out in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever? And I'll return the security deposit and we'll agree that no more rent's due. We'll agree to cancel the contract, yada, 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 right? That could be negotiated between both parties. The landlord can't force these things. You can't force the tenant to do something that's not in the lease. But if it's a mutually agreed upon agreement, they can both sign off on these things, right? And just about anything is possible to ask a tenant to agree to. They just have to sign off on it and agree to it, right? You say sign away their rights. I mean, their rights to sue you, their rights to, their rights that are enforced by the housing code, that kind of thing. There's certain rights they can agree to, and there's certain rights that the law is going to say that they get no matter what, right? So I would check your local housing codes on what rights they can and can't sign off on. But if you're talking about just, the rights to stay in the property, the rights to come get their stuff afterwards, whatever, all that can be defined in the agreement. But if there's further rights, let's say, that they sign off to say that they're not going to sue you if they get lead-based paint exposure. They're not going to file any claims against you if they ingest asbestos or if you perform a negligent act or whatever. They can't sign that away. They still have those rights, of course, as they should. In that. So there are certain things they can sign off on and certain things they can't. But if you're referring to just the basic confines of the lease, then yeah, you can renegotiate that. But just understand they have to sign off on that too. You can't force anything. Okay. Great question, Sarah. Next question. And this is, I believe, oh no, this is a different question, a different YouTube video. I'll see if I can copy this as well. This is the next YouTube video, yet another landlord tenant YouTube video that I shot. How to get rid of the worst tenants that you got in this is a 2021 video that we shot. Okay, I'm going to skim this question here. Okay. This is a question that comes in from Eric. And Eric, what this has to do with, and this is a good question as well. Let's say that Eric has a situation with a tenant, which is what his question alludes to here, where the tenant's moving out and they want to keep their stuff in the property for a certain period of time. Okay. So local housing codes and local laws, tend to cover this kind of thing. In New Jersey, as we understood the law to read in New Jersey, and again, it's an interpretation of the law. You should consult with an attorney in your local area. But in New Jersey, the way the law read was there was a certain period of time that you had to store the tenant's stuff in the unit, and you could charge them a reasonable storage fee for their stuff. And so that means that if a tenant abandons the apartment, walks out the door, you can't go in 24 hours after they abandon the apartment and go throw all their stuff away, as long as it's reasonably materially valuable stuff. If they leave nothing, but like just a bunch of garbage, true garbage in the property, then yeah, they've abandoned it. You get it back, and you can throw it away. What I'm careful of, and a lot of landlords have asked me this too, is if they leave something of true value, like a TV and a bed set, furniture or whatever, can I take that stuff? Can I take possession of that stuff and then sell it to generate money for myself, to pay myself back the money the tenant may have owed me? Right. Okay. Here's what we did in those situations. We would notify the tenant in writing at whatever mailing address we had for them, or by text message or email or whatever. Hey, you've abandoned stuff and this is now abandoned. And this is the period of time you have. In New Jersey, it was 30 days. Right. So we would have to go and take it. And if it was of value, take it and put it somewhere else, and then let it season in that period, and let the tenant know this is where it is. And if you want to go get it, you got to go pay the storage fee at the storage place we put it, and then go get your stuff. And if they still did not respond to that, then after 30 days, then we would take it and monetize it. And this only happened a few times. Most of the time they take things that are of value, but if they truly abandon the things, then you got to store it for a period of time. And it's also just good citizenship, good humans to do that kind of thing. If they leave something of true material value, don't be a gangster. Don't go take it and sell it immediately to get yourself money back. And that, be a good human and realize that maybe they might want that. And if they don't, let it sit for a little bit, let them notify you have it. And if they don't, then it's considered abandoned. And then you're going to liquidate it. It's my 2 cents. But it also 100% depends on the area. There are certain states that as soon as the tenant walks out the door, that once they've physically left the property, they've left the rental and they've left everything behind as well. And that's now garbage that's gone. Even if they leave things of true material value behind, that's then become abandoned right then. You should look into your local housing codes and look into your state laws around this. And I talked to an eviction attorney. An eviction attorney is a phenomenal resource to ask about what to do with tenants' possessions when they leave them behind. Okay. All right. Good question, Eric, by the way. Thank you. One last shot, by the way, guys. I got one more question I want to pop out here. And if you guys want to join me live, this is your last call to join me live so I can chat with you. If you don't, I totally get it. But let's this is interesting. This last question is like a mobile home park question. I'm not a mobile home park guy, but I can at least offer some insight. It just starts out. It's just, you can just tell when landlords are at their last rope here. And this video was shot. And I'll throw 2 answers out here, and this is to my man Marco that's going to edit this up and put answers out. Marco, let's turn this into 2 videos, okay? One that's more addressed to this one, and the question is, how do I raise rents without my tenants hating me? Okay, so I'm going to do a quick answer to that one, Marco. So use that, and then I'll answer this question as well, which is more of a mobile home park question. So we'll save that one for a second question here. First answer. Here you go, guys. So every landlord has a predicament that they're in, which is they need to raise rents up to what the market is, to what properties around them are, because landlords' expenses go up, right? Real estate taxes, insurance, cost of maintenance, cost of labor, all these things do increase. Landlords are not just trying to raise the rent so they could make more money. I'm sure that's part of it, but that's not all of it, because our expenses are going up as landlords. So we do need to pass some of these things along down line, and we do need to keep up with the market for properties and for rents in general in a market. So landlords do need to raise rent. Sorry, it's true, but we do to keep a property going. So the way you do that without a tenant's hating you is you add value. And if you're going to be charging rents, rarely will we just increase rents or say, hey, your rent's going up, a couple $100 or whatever. If state laws allow us to increase it by that much, we rarely do that, if ever. What we try and do is try and deliver value in exchange for charging money, right? So we'll go to the tenant and say, hey, tenant, your rent, you're paying $850. The market's $1,000. Here's proof of that. So we need to get you up to $1,000, but don't go running for the hills. Here's what I can do for you. What if I give you new appliances for that $150 per month? What if I change out all your light fixtures and do low energy using LED fixtures, right? Meaning like you go to work in the morning at 8 a.m., you come back from work at 5 p.m., and you'll have new appliances and new light fixtures, because I can knock that out in a day, maybe 2, right? So the tenant may be receptive to a increase in their living standards, the things that you're giving them as the landlord in exchange for more money. Now, that's a win for the tenant, because they're still going to keep it around market. They don't have to deal with moving. And if they did move down the road, they're going to pay $1,000 for that 1 or 2 bedroom that they're in anyway. So why not stay where they are, not have to deal with the hassle of moving, which is going to cost them time and money. Then they get these things of increased value, right? For you as a landlord, a new appliance set could cost you $2,000 plus another $1,000 for new light fixtures, so $3,000. But for $150 a month, right? That's $1,800 per year. So for a $3,000 investment, you're making $1,800 a year, which is more than a 50% ROI. That's good business for you, but it also benefits the tenant's lifestyle. That is a win-win, right? So that's how you do things without tenants hating you, is you give them something. If you're asking for something, give them something. 2 cents, right? So that's that. Now, okay, Marco, clip that there. And Marco's our video editing guy, by the way. Forgive me for talking to him, even though he's not even live right now. I'm just talking to this man as he's watching my recording, maybe a week or 2 from now. But hey, this is what's behind the music, right? Okay. This is just, you can tell when a landlord's at the end of his rope, guys, by his question here. My renters are driving me nuts, with a Z. I want to pull my hair out. Well, don't do that. Okay. While waiting on their taxes to buy their home, these guys keep thinking he wants to change, whatever. So it sounds like this guy's trying to buy his mobile home from the landlord, right? And mobile homes are super funky, meaning like you can own the mobile home and your landlord owns the land. That happens a lot in mobile home parks, right? Not a concept that we do at DeRosa Group, but it's something that if those of you guys that either invested in or investigated mobile home parks, that's how it works, right? So it sounds like the tenant is, to be straight, this is Twin Soul Tarot is your name, by the way. But to my friend Twin Soul, my soul friend here, the issue you're having is that the tenant keeps changing the story on you. They're telling you they want to buy, then telling you they're waiting on their tax returns. They're telling you that I'm going to buy now, but oh wait, I changed my mind. They're telling you they can only pay this, but they want to pay that. You teach people how to treat you in life, and very importantly, teach people how to treat you in business. And in real estate is of no different. And then a tenant, in that. So if you keep changing the rule, if you allow the tenant to keep changing the rules, then they'll keep asking you to change the rules. You ask if the tenant keeps asking you to keep changing things up, and you're willing to do that, then you're going to continue to get those requests. And I can remember as a landlord myself, tenant be like, hey, can I pay you Thursday? Oh, sure, pay me Thursday. Oh, you know what? Thursday comes and goes. Can I pay you next Thursday? My car got a flat tire or something like that, right? I had a tenant once tell me that he put the rent in the mail, but the stamp fell off. And so the mailman brought it back. Right. Of course, I'm certain that happened, right? So you teach people how to treat you, my friend Twin Soul Tarot. And it sounds like you've gotten yourself into a bad situation where there's not a lot of trust or a lot of integrity between you and the tenant. I don't know if that's on your side or if that's on the tenant side, but I would either hit Control-Alt-Delete and go to the tenant and say, hey, listen, all other agreements are off. Here's the new agreement. And if they try and change it on you, you've got to have the courage to say, no, we're not changing it. This is the agreement. And if they fall off, you also got to have the courage to hit the evict button. And I'm not saying it's a good thing as a landlord to throw people out, but what really has happened is they've broken their agreement. That's all there is. It's like you're not trying to take someone's home away. It's just they have broken their contract they have with you. All eviction is a tool that a landlord gets to use if a tenant breaks their end of the agreement. There are tools the tenants have if the landlord breaks their end of the agreement as well, right? Like putting their rent in escrow, hiring a lawyer themselves, all those kinds of things. And there's plenty of fair housing codes and fair housing officers that can help tenants if a landlord breaks their agreement, right? The landlord also needs to uphold force the tenant to uphold their side of the bargain as well. It's tough love is what it is. So I would advise you, Twin Soul Tarot, that to go to the tenant with a new set of terms that are win-win, win for you, win for them to buy this trailer that they're in. And if they can't do that, then have the courage to hit the evict button. My 2 cents. Okay. Hope that helps. Rip the Band-Aid off if you have to do it. A question came in from visiting the past. Why not visit the past? Don't stay there too long though. Got to live in the moment. Hi, Matt. At what point do you suggest getting an LLC? Let me pop it over here. And this came in live right now. Hey, Matt, at what point do you, I'd love your avatar for your channel. Looks like some anime going on right there. At what point do you suggest getting an LLC, and at what point are the advantages when filing taxes, if any? Also, what's the best way to get the bigger line of credit on your first lien? Thank you. Okay. So my friend visiting the past, get an LLC before you do a deal. Depends. And on this short answer to your question is it depends when you should get an LLC. But if you're going to be buying long-term rentals, I suggest you have an LLC before you go making your first offer. Even if you're going to do a house hack, even if you're going to buy in your own name to get access to cheaper financing, whatever it is, an LLC is good to have at least one on the shelf for when you need it. It's not that much money to maintain, probably talking like $100 a year for tax returns and that kind of stuff. And I would also have a goal to start buying in LLCs sooner than later, because it's very little tax advantages, because an LLC is just a pass-through entity, right? So if the real estate produces a passive loss, then you get that. And it doesn't matter whether or not you own it in your own name or not, right? And the LLC is pretty much the same as owning your own name. It's a misconception that an LLC is a tax vehicle. An LLC is a liability vehicle, meaning like if something bad happens over here at the property, slip and fall, we live in a sue happy society, so if somebody decides to sue you just for wearing the shirt you're wearing or something like that, then your LLC as the owner stands between you and that lawsuit. And so it is a means to shelter yourself from nasty lawsuits and from frivolous stuff and everything like that. It's also a means to scale. And it is a means to not have your personal name show up on loans for rental properties. If you buy it in LLC, it doesn't show up on your personal credit. So your personal credit can only hold but so many mortgages. And so an LLC allows that to become the borrowing entity. Even if you're the personal guarantor, even if you're the guarantor on the mortgage, it doesn't show up on your personal credit. So it's in the LLC's name, not in your name. So the mortgage can stay over here. The debt can stay over here and you're over here. Even if you're in personal guarantee, it still doesn't show up. So it allows you to buy more and more property and scale. If you're planning on owning more than 2 or 3 rentals as part of your long-term real estate goals, then an LLC is necessary. You have to do it, or not having an LLC will stunt your growth if you're looking to own more than 2 or 3 rental properties total in your real estate investing career. Okay, there we go. All right. That's what we got. That's fun, huh? As Nabiku has posted, guys, we're going to be moving away from doing live sessions on YouTube and LinkedIn. We're going to be doing all live sessions exclusively on DeRosa Insiders Facebook page because we want to keep the conversation more exclusive on DeRosa Insiders. We're going to be upping our game on deliverables and cool free stuff that we're going to be giving the DeRosa Insiders people because it's a free community. So Nabiku, please help me here by posting the link to DeRosa Insiders right now on LinkedIn and on YouTube for people to join our DeRosa Insiders community right now. Take a minute right now and join it. It's free, right? Everybody's got Facebook, so it's free to join anyway. So might as well join us out there and take advantage of some of the free stuff, including these live sessions that we have. If you are watching us on YouTube and you don't want to join DeRosa Insiders, fear not. We're going to be publishing a lot of these videos in bite-sized chunks on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. The only thing you're missing out on is the ability to ask me live questions, either joining me live or asking me or joining me live or asking me questions as my friend visiting the past just did. Okay? That's what I got, guys. That was fun. That was a mouthful, but I do enjoy it, as you guys can tell. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and a phenomenal everything. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you for those of you guys join me on Instagram that have come over and joined me there. Okay. Mike Chan, I can't help myself. I got to answer your question. I'll be quick about it though. What should I do if I bought a property before I made an LLC? The property is on a personal mortgage. That's okay, Mike. I've shot a lot of videos on this one, but I'll sum it up for you real quick. What you want to do is get yourself something called you can do a vehicle called a quit claim deed. But if the property's in your own personal name for now, Mike, you got to be able to refinance it eventually. And you want to refinance it out of your own personal name and into the LLC. Because you do that. Two-step process. You do a quit claim deed to move it from your personal name into the LLC. Lawyer has to help you with that. A lawyer or a title company can do that for you. No more than a couple $100 in fees. Not a big deal. But at the same table with the same pen in your hand that you sign that quit claim deed on, you also want to then immediately refinance it over to an LLC and that. And like my friend Pace Morby will tell you that the bank's not going to call up a due on sale clause anytime soon. They may eventually. So I would have a plan, and I like to do it at the table, like quit claim deed, refi. But have a business plan to refinance that property very soon. Once you move it into the LLC, refinance it with a new fresh loan in that LLC's name so that you've got the loan off of your personal name as well as the liability moved over to the LLC. Hope that helps, Mike. That's what I got, guys. Okay. Sarai. I appreciate you guys. Come see me next Friday for live chats with Matt on DeRosa Insiders page. I will see you guys then. Thank you.